What is up, guys? It is Bob Blah Blah. Welcome to another edition of the Gun Review. Today we're going over one of the most underrated guns in the game, the USAS-12. Now, one thing I want to talk about, guys, is the camo. I get so many people asking me, what is the camo I'm using? Well, this is the winter camo. You get this camo, I think you got it by being a COD Elite founder, which means if you signed up for COD Elite, the full premium package early on, you get this camo. I don't think you can get it anymore if you signed up for COD Elite, but if someone knows, let me know in the comments because I get asked all the time what camo this is. So let's talk about, first of all, the rankings. Obviously, I've only reviewed the SPAS-12 so far, and that came in 5th place. Now, as I get into the gun stats, one thing I want to talk about, guys, remember, gun stats are just numbers. At the end of the day, you have to play with a gun a lot to learn how to use it, how it's really effective. The numbers are great, but until you use it a lot, you don't really know how good a gun is. And really, that's how you need to develop a play style for each and every gun, is you have to use it. You can't look at numbers and make a decision, and that's what I do, guys. I play the crap out of these guns, and I do that before I ever make a call. I don't just look at the gun stats. I always play with these guns a lot before I make a decision on which ones I personally think are better than the next gun. So now let's get right into the gun stats. The magazine size on the USAS-12 is a 6, which ties it for last place, and it's actually kind of a big deal with this gun, and the reason is it's semi-automatic, it has a decent rate of fire. That means you can run out of bullets. Now with extended mags, that takes it up to 9, which gives you more than enough bullets to handle most encounters. You run into 3 or 4 guys, you should be fine once you have extended mags. The starting ammo is 36, which is great. That's more than enough ammo generally for a shotgun, unless you go on a super long streak. And if you're running specialist, well, then you'll have your scavenger at some point, you'll be able to fill it up. But 36 bullets is plenty starting ammo for a shotgun. The pellets per shell is 6, which is tied for last. Now this is not a good thing. Obviously less pellets means less overall damage. The pellet damage up close is 25, which is tied for 3rd. And the full shot damage is 150. Tied for 4th. Now there's nothing wrong with that. That's still a one-hit kill up close, but that does mean that 4 out of your 6 pellets are going to have to land on target. There's just less margin of error than compared to, say, a gun that has 8 pellets. Now, with the current extended mags glitch, you will have 9 pellets if you put on extended mags, but however, Robert Bowling has said they are going to patch that in the future, but as of right now, you can put on extended mags on console and you will get 3 extra pellets. However, it has already been patched on PC. Now, as we talk about the rest of the stats, the FAR damage is 5, which is obviously not very good, which means your total damage at the farthest point of range is a whopping 30. With a damage of 30, it would take you 4 shots with every single pellet hitting at full range to kill somebody, which basically means it's impossible. The one-hit kill range is 8.5 meters, which is tied for 4th. And the full range is 17 meters, which is tied for 1st. It's actually really long for a semi-automatic shotgun. However, once again, the damage is so weak at long range that basically means you're guaranteed a hit marker, in fact, multiple hit markers. The one advantage is if you're rushing at your opponent, you can fire off that first shot, hopefully stun him enough that he won't be able to kill you, and then you can run towards him and get a 2nd or 3rd shot much, much closer. That's the advantage of having the long range. The rounds per minute is 139, that ties it for 3rd. That's a very important number, guys. When you compare this gun to the SPAS-12 or any of the single shot weapons, it seems like it's a weaker gun, but you can fire off a bullet over twice as fast, and that's huge, guys. What I've found in real world play, it's much better to be able to shoot off a couple bullets than it is to simply have a little more power, because when you run into 2 people with a single shot, there's a very good chance you're dead unless you get really lucky. Whereas with a gun that you have a little bit of spammability like the USAS, you can fire off quite a few rounds and get a nice little multi-kill. So when it comes to the USAS-12, guys, it's super strong. Once you get damage and extended mags, which is by far the best setup for this gun, you will be destroying people. Trust me, the range is really good. So once you do not need the range proficiency, once you get on the damage proficiency, this gun becomes great. It actually becomes a very viable option for this game. The range is good as well, but definitely damage is the way to go. Extended mags is basically going to be the attachment for all the shotguns that have it available. It's just always going to be, even without the glitch, it's still going to be better to have more ammo than any of the other attachments. So my final rankings for this gun, I'm putting this in 2nd place, guys. It's that good. Trust me, give it a try. Even though you don't see people using it, it is a beast. And I guarantee you, if you go and you get damage and extended mags and work your way up to it, you will realize it is one of the best shotguns in the game. So I'm going to end this video with a nice little triple kill for a final kill cam. And like I said, guys, that is something you're probably not going to be able to do with any of the single shots. This gun is the real deal. So let me know in the comments what you think of the USAS-12, and I will leave you with this final kill cam. That's it, guys. Take it easy.